Welcome to Frogfoot Holler, y'all. I'm Michael. My nephew Colton's behind the camera. Alright, today we're going to be laying out part of the garden. So I've dedicated this spot right here for my determinate tomatoes. And I got to figure out how many is going to be able to be put into that one area. Now my goal is 50 tomatoes, but my goal and actuality are two different things. So since I only have so much space that I'm allowing for it, I have to make sure I know how many tomatoes that I need. So we're going to take these red stakes right here and we're going to go down this way and find out how many tomatoes fit in a row. Now I'm going to do 3 foot or 36 inches in between tomatoes. Now once I find out how many tomatoes fit per row, I'm going to go this way and find out how many rows can fit into that section of garden I've dedicated for the determinate tomatoes. Now again, my goal is for 50 tomatoes. If I can get 60, yay. If I can't, it'll be all right. I mean, let's say I get 40 plants in and I can get 4 tomatoes off each plant. Now, most of the time, you get a lot more than 4 tomatoes off each plant. But as a conservative guess, let's say 4 tomatoes per plant. At 40 plants, that's 160 tomatoes. Now, most of the time you can get at least 10 off each plant. That would be 400 tomatoes at 40 plants. So even if I can get 40, I'm happy, but I don't want to go below 40. So I may have to squeeze in a few more or tighten up my spacing in between plants. But I normally do the 36 inches, so that way there's plenty of room for airflow. And it keeps the diseases down when you can get airflow around your tomatoes. All right, so me and my nephew's gonna get froggy and jump on this in super frog mode. Whew. I'm so out of breath out of super frog mode. Holy smoke. I mean, come on now. Fat boy running that fast? Come on, give me a break. All right, so what we got accomplished was, you saw where we started putting up the red post. Now, we have 12 red posts there. So that means each row at 3 feet in between each plant, I can get 12 plants in. So my goal was for 50 plants. So now I went back this way and tried to figure out how many rows I can get. I only could get 4 rows in the space that I allotted for my determinate tomatoes. So 4 rows times 12 plants, 48 plants. So if I'm lucky and get 10 tomatoes off each plant, that's only 480 tomatoes. And you figure about 6 ounces, yeah, about, well, 8 ounces per tomato. You can figure, what, 240 pounds of tomato? That's not a lot. No, not even close. Okay, so I'm lying. But either which way, what I did also is I made my walking paths. As you can see, these walking paths are down through here. And we used the tiller. I'd found out through trial and error that the tiller makes the tires make a perfect area to walk in. It's about 20 inches in width. So these tires show me where I want my walking path. 20 inches give me plenty of room to pull a wheelbarrow down here if I want to. And if it grows the way I'm hoping, the leaves won't come out into the walking paths, but it has done that in the past. So I'm not going to assume anything until I actually see it. But as you can see, these are nice wide beds, and we'll actually be coming back through with Hoss, our handheld tiller, and pulling dirt out of the walking paths So that way the walking paths will be deeper than what the actual beds are. So that way when it rains and everything, I ain't got to worry about the beds flooding out. And I hope I'll end up getting enough mulch through clearing out the woods that I'll be able to put mulch down in the walking paths to keep weeds and everything down. But as you can see, I got 4 nice rows of 12 stakes apiece right now. So that's 48 plants. I think I got close enough to my 50 goal that I'll be happy with that. All right, so we're over here in another section of the garden. Now this plot right here is bigger than what I need for my potatoes. Now my potatoes, I'll probably say taters and potatoes. I get mixed up and call them both. I got 30 pounds of red potatoes and 7 pounds of white taters. And like I said, I'll probably call them both, sorry. But this row right here is this bed right here is way too big for my taters. So my nephew and I are going to measure out 28 feet for a bed space, make a walking path so we can separate the 2 bed spaces, and then we'll actually make our rows for the taters at 25-foot rows, 3 of them in the 28-foot section. So if you got that, which I think I almost got it, trying to figure that one out in my head, I'm going to be marking 28 feet to mark 25 foot to mark 3 times. Sound right? Just watch. Okay, so me and my nephew got the tater rows done. All right, as you can see through here, we got 3 rows. Now, this middle row is thinner than the 2 outside rows. Now, I'll tell you what happened. I measured wrong. That's what had to happen. But at the same time, that's still enough for what I'm wanting to do with the taters. We'll be coming back through here and we'll be piling dirt on the taters and everything and making it the right way. But this is the way I'm going to have the row. Now, as you can see, we got it marked out. These are where my 37 pounds of taters are going. And over here, you can see I got another bed out of this row, or out of the original bed. So I'll actually be able to plant something here. Now, well, me and my nephew, while we were off camera, actually went ahead and did the squash rows. Now, as you can see right here, we got a row right here and a row right here. And I'm trying to be careful not step in it. And you can also see that we have red posts. We got posts all over this place. But these red posts right here are important because it's marking where my squash plants will be going. Just like the tomatoes, I had to figure out how many plants of squash I could get in a row. Now, there's 12 squash plants per row, so that means 24. Now, is that all squash plants I'm going to be doing? No! It just means these 2 sections right here are only going to take 24 plants. Remember, I still have my collard and broccoli rows and stuff back there that's going to be tilled up. Just not yet. All right, now we also went ahead and marked this garden spot or garden bed. Now you see there's 5 posts here. Now, unlike those posts, these posts are marking the rows that I'm wanting. So I can get 5 rows in here. And what we'll be doing is measuring in between these posts, which should be, I think it's 26 inches. And then we'll take 16 inches, so 8 inches on each side of that 26 inches, and marking out where our walk path is going to be. So 16 inches should give us plenty of room to walk down these rows. Now this is going to be like my peppers and, well, mainly my peppers. But peppers, eggplants, anything like that. That's what these rows are for. Now, again, we'll be marking our paths out right here. So, come on down this way with me. If y'all remember, I divided this plot up right here. I got my taters on that end down there, and I got a space that kind of an unexpected space, but at the same time a good thing. This space right here is going to be divided just like the other spot is. So I'm able to get 3 rows in, and we'll divide this right here in half, and then again make 16-inch rows down through here. So that way I can get down through there and figure out what I want to plant here. I ain't quite figured it out yet, but something's getting planted here. Now I don't have any tool that is 16 inches, so I come up with an idea. This right here is my telescoping tripod sprinkler, and I figured out I can adjust the bottom legs to be 16 inches. So we're going to go along and dragging like this and making our 16-inch rows or walking path. So you see, 2 feet, that's all I get. But that's plenty enough room to be able to go through there and check whatever I'm gonna have planted here. Well, me and my nephew are gonna get froggy and jump on this real quick. Alrighty. So, it has gotten to that time of day again. Sun's starting to go down. It's getting a little bit cooler, and I'm pretty much done for the day. I don't want to do no more. Alright, so me and my nephew jumped on making these walking paths, which in turn made the beds. Now I got 5 total right here, 5 rows in this bed. And the walking paths, as y'all saw, while we were making them, kind of looked like I was Pac-Man chasing one of those ghosts. But either which way, we got this 5 rows done, and we got these 3 rows over here done. Now, these 3 rows right here are a result of my taters ending right here. So I was able to get 3 rows that I wasn't planning on. Now, whether I use them for my beans, my peas, more squash, or pretty much anything, I ain't quite figured that one out yet. So far, I got my squash, my tomatoes, and my potatoes figured out where I want. Everything else is just making the bed so I can see what is what. Now, we also have the collards and the cabbage and the broccoli and Brussels sprout rows over there that are going to be retilled and made into new beds when it's time. But as right now, they're just on reserve. But I came up with an idea. Only problem was it was an idea too late. While me and my nephew were marking out these walking paths, if I would have thought a little bit quicker, I could have done something. Instead of doing it the way we did, my foot is the same width as the bed or the walking space is. And I could have done a zombie walk. I could have turned my foot sideways, started at the end going, brains. Evidently, I don't have no brains because I didn't come up with that until after we had already done all this. I never claimed to be smart. Well, there's a lot of people that call me smart and then another word after that, so I don't know if that actually counts or not. But I'm not saying that. Either which way, I got 3 rows that I wasn't planning on. Yay! I'm so happy. But I also have a lot of plants still to plant. Well, I got all my plants still to plant, but I got a lot of plants that still are left to figure out where I'm going to be putting them. I believe I'm going to do my English peas, or also known as sweet peas, in these rows right here. Might be even double them up 2 rows per row. So 3 rows turns into 6. I love doubling up stuff. It makes for so much more stuff. All right, this has been Michael with Frogfoot Holler. Y'all have a great day, a froggy day. Like, subscribe, and share. Oh, please share, please share, please share. Any which way. Y'all have a great day.